Welcome back to the Brain Train. If you have been following along, we just talked about the amygdala. Remember, that is the tiny almond in your brain that acts like a loud, constant smoke detector. But today, we are moving to the very front of the train to the area right behind your forehead. This is the prefrontal cortex, or the PFC. If your brain is a high tech smartphone, the PFC is the operating system. It is the part that lets you plan your day, hold a conversation, and decide not to eat that third piece of cake, even though you really want it. It is your think before you act center. But here is the catch: the PFC is like a slow cooker. Your brain's physical size is mostly set by the time you are 6 years old, but the wiring in this front section does not finish until you are 25. This is why teenagers sometimes make choices that leave adults scratching their heads. The hardware
Huh?
is there, but the logic software is still downloading. The PFC is not just one big blob. It is a vibrant city with four main neighborhoods. Let's walk through them so you can visualize how you use them every day. The frontal pole, the mirror house. This is the part that lets you think about your own thoughts. It is like having a tiny version of you sitting in a balcony watching the rest of your brain work. It helps you ask, why am I feeling this way? The dorsolateral hub, the RAM. This is your working memory. It is like a mental sticky note. When someone tells you their name and you remember it 5 seconds later, that is this hub working. It holds on to information just long enough for you to use it. The medial zone, the social Wi Fi. This helps you read the room. It processes faces and helps you realize, oh, my friend looks sad. I should check on them. It is how we stay connected to our tribe. The ventromedial zone, the value scale. This is the judge. It looks at two choices and says, option A is better for our future self than option B. It helps you pick the salad over the donut when you are focused on your health. Now, let's talk about how the PFC actually runs the show. It is the lead conductor of the train station. Every second, your senses send thousands of messages to your brain. Without the PFC, you would be a complete mess. It uses two main tools to keep things organized. Glutamate is the green light. It says, hey, this information is important. Let's learn it. It helps your brain go and process new data. GABA is the red light. It is the filter. It tells your brain to ignore the sound of the air conditioner so you can focus on my voice. It is the brakes that keep the train from going too fast. When we are under chronic stress, the red light workers get tired and quit. This is why when you are stressed, everything feels loud, annoying, and overwhelming. Your brakes are literally failing, and every message is getting a green light at the same time. Last week, we talked about the amygdala, which is the alarm. Well, the PFC is the only part of the brain that can reach down and tell the amygdala to shut up. When you practice things like visualization or deep breathing, you are actually strengthening the phone line between your PFC and your amygdala. You are teaching the master controller to say, I see the alarm, but there is no fire. We are safe. In things like depression or ADHD, these phone lines can get fuzzy or disconnected. It is harder to hear the safe signal. But because of neuroplasticity, we can actually rewire these connections. You are not stuck with a glitchy brain. You are just an engineer who needs to do some maintenance on the lines. So, how do we protect our lead engineer? Two things: sleep and safety. Sleep is when your PFC does its system update. Without it, the logic centers stay offline and the emotional centers take over. And safety, surrounding yourself with people who make you feel secure, tells your PFC it does not have to spend all its energy looking for threats. You are the guardian of your identity. By taking care of your PFC, you ensure your brain train stays on the tracks. Thanks for riding with me today. Mind the gap between your thoughts and your actions, because your PFC certainly will